All right, another episode.
We are back at it.
We're a month into 2024. I think now is probably a good time to talk about how our 2023 buyers are feeling.
Right.
They've had some time now in their houses likely. Market's shifted a little bit, but maybe like an outlook of what the market is looking like, what it will look like, and how the buyers are feeling that did buy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I remember last year was kind of fun having those conversations with buyers. They were kind of on the fence. Then a few of them made the move. Mm-hmm. They bought houses. We got them great deals, but interest rates were kind of higher than it is now. But they still pulled the trigger. And yesterday night, I was at one of my buyer's house, and we were looking at his home equity, and the smile he had on his face yesterday was different than the conversation we had when he was kind of scared to pull the trigger.
Totally. Well, I think a lot of our buyers make anywhere from $70,000 to $90,000 a year. And over the course of the last 6 months, they've gained $70,000 to $90,000 in equity.
Right.
So they basically got a whole year's worth of pay in 6 months.
Yeah, so this is funny because that's exactly what I was telling that buyer yesterday. So we did calculate how much he spent. We closed on the house in April last year, and then his first payment was in June. Mm-hmm. So we did calculate how much he had spent on his mortgage. That was roughly around 21 grand for the past 6 months. Mm-hmm. But his home value went up $68,000.
Wow. So for every dollar he put in, he got $3 back.
He got $3 back. And then I just asked him, hey, what was the last time you were able to save 50 grand at your job?
Right.
He just started laughing. He just started laughing.
And so that equity build is over the last 6 months when rates haven't even changed that much. Like things haven't really gotten that much better.
Right.
I mean, that is over the course of just the market being as is. Right. If we see rates go into the fours, that $60,000 that he saves turns into $160,000 overnight.
Definitely. Yeah, because like as rates are going down, and that's pretty much normal. It's in every market. Mm-hmm. When we have rates going down and then we have less inventory, now more and more people are buying. Because also remember, in 2022, when rates started to like skyrocket to go high, the media were saying the market is crashing.
Right.
So a lot of people were kind of on the fence, waiting to see whether or not the market is going to actually crash. So all these people now, they realize we are not heading into a market crash. We are not fucking crashing.
Yeah. What they realize is now that house that they wanted 6 months ago is $60,000 more than it was.
Yes. And then if they wait another 12 months,
it'll be another 60, if not more. I mean, that again, that's assuming rates are the same, which they have been. So
right. So
people were waiting for either rates to come down or house prices to go down. Neither have happened. Rates have stayed the same. House prices have gone up, and actually when rates went up, house prices still went up. So it seems to me they go up all the time.
Right. That's the funny thing because we are going to expect like home prices to be dropping as interests are going up, but they are all going up at the same rate. Yeah, in the same pace, and that's very interesting. And buyers, they should be really like evaluating their priorities, because if you feel like you still have to wait to get into a home, that's fine. No pressure. Keep on waiting. But just know that the house you are looking at right now at $750, whenever you feel like you are ready, you are going to pay $900,000.
Yeah. Have a conversation as to why you're waiting, right? I think a lot of people are waiting just because they don't want to go through the approval process, or they're just not quite ready, just like mentally or whatever it might be. But like, if you're approved to buy a house, it might be a good decision to buy a house. So have a conversation with a professional to see if that is the case. Because if the reason you're losing out on tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars is just because you feel like waiting, whatever that might look like, that might not be the best thing to do for you and your family.
I mean, it's not. Like, if you decide to talk to a professional, the worst thing that's going to happen is for us to say no, right? That you are not like financially qualified to purchase a house. But in the other scenario, we are going to lay down all the options you may have, and it's up to you to decide if you want to make a decision to buy a home or not. But talk to us, get with the lender, get pre-approved, look at your options and see what you can and cannot get qualified for. And for the most part, whenever you are talking to a home buyer, The main concern is interest rates. Yes, we get that. But how many times did we get our buyers like 2% off from interest rates?
The first year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first year.
I would say maybe 70% of them. And the other, maybe 20% of the other side were people that didn't want it.
Right.
That didn't want to do that deal. So it's maybe like 10% of buyers, we couldn't do that because they wanted a house in the hot market at the hot time.
Right.
That was competitive. That was maybe the only situation.
There are always options out there. Like we can get you, not even temporary. There are also options in some cases where you can permanently get your interest rate down, like a fixed rate, like for 30 years and have it lower. There are options.
I have one closing on Friday on the 2nd of February. And their interest rate for 30 years, this isn't a temporary buy down, is 5.125.
That's a great deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are options out there. If you're a buyer and you are on the fence because of the media, because your uncle-in-law told you that it's a bad time to buy, just know that people who bought 12 months ago, they are sitting on over $50,000 in equity.
And we have conversations and tell people no. Right. We don't just try to get people in houses. Like strictly, that's it. Our business is based off of longevity, and if we don't give people the right advice, we're not going to have a business that has longevity. So it's not like we're telling people get into a house, get into a house, get into a house. We want to evaluate your situation, figure out why you're saying no right now, and if it's a valid reason, sure, we'll come up with a plan for the future. But if that reason is maybe something that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, we could lay out maybe why it doesn't make sense financially, and then a new decision potentially would be made from there. Yeah,
definitely. And then home prices are going to keep on going up for many reasons. We have less inventory on the market. Like people don't want to sell their homes because most of them, they have like 2 or 3% interest rates.
Right.
So if they have to sell their homes now, they will have to go out there and buy a new house. And for the most part, those home sellers, they don't want to go out there and then get 6-5% interest rates. So they are sitting on their homes. And builders, they are not building enough homes to actually make sure that the demand is actually satisfied.
Right. So, they can't. They would if they could.
Yeah, they can. And more buyers are coming. We have more buyers than we have.
I'm saying that the builders, they don't even have enough time in the day to build as much housing as we need.
They cannot.
Yeah,
because if homeowners are not selling, builders cannot supply that in a timely manner. So which means the more buyers we have on the market, the more competition we will still have on the market, and home prices they will still keep on rising.
Yeah. And that's the reason being is interest rates were so low for a period of time. The resale market is dry and will be dry for the foreseeable future because there's so many people in 2 and 3 interest rates. They're not going anywhere unless it's divorce, death, or relocation. Those people are more than likely keeping their house.
Right.
And if they want to relocate, half the time they're actually just putting that house on the rental market.
Definitely.
So that is why the inventory is so low and isn't going to change for the foreseeable future because those people's interest rates are not going to change.
Definitely. Yeah. And then one of the good thing that's going to also maybe help our own buyers to get on the market right now is we are technically 10 months out from the election.
Right.
So the Feds, they know it's election year and they have to basically somehow correct the economy. And then as the economy is getting better and better and better, competition is going to keep on rising. So if you get into a house right now and then 10 months from now, interest rate gets super better, you can always refinance the house.
Right, yeah, that's not a
Get a new rate, get a lower monthly payment, and at the same time, you have built some equity into the home.
Right.
Versus waiting 10 months or 11 months from now, the house that you're looking at right now at $750, just to get it at $850 or $900 11 months from now, and still have basically the same payments that you would have if you had to refinance.
And we can pretty confidently say rates are going to come down this year. I know in the past we've speculated they're going to come down. I mean, the Feds have announced they're going to do interest rate cuts this year, which more than likely means housing interest rates are going to come down. They can't stay up this high forever. So I got to think if you get in this year to a higher interest rate, higher monthly payment, which you would right now, you know, I'm not hiding that, you're probably going to have that for, call it 8 to 12 months max. So if you can afford 8 to 12 months of a higher payment, call it $300 to $1,000 more than what you had wanted to initially spend, that's okay. There's like a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, we can refinance.
That 1,000 extra could be also of like being like offset with a 2-1, 3-2-1 temporary buy down.
Yeah, and I'm selling a lot of 1-0 buy downs right now because 2-1 buy down, we need more credit, right? So 1-0 buy down is just your interest rate being 1% lower the first year. So instead of 7, call it 6. I don't think we need any more than a 1-0 buy down right now because I really do think over the course of the next 12 months, rates are going to get better. So get your rate at 6. Have that for a year, right as it's about to go to 7, refinance down to whatever rates are. If they're at 6, great, you have the same rate. If they're lower, great, you get a lower rate than you had before.
Yeah, definitely. So home buyers, start getting everything together and you have nothing to lose by looking at your options.
Yeah, just start the conversation.
Yeah, start the conversation, ask us any questions you have, get with a lender to go over your finances and to tell you if you could be qualified or not.
Yeah.
And then from there, we can go backwards on finding you what fits your
situation. Our goal this year is to take on more clients. I know last year we were pretty booked up towards the middle and end of the year, but now we're opening up and trying to hit new goals for 2024.
We want to help as many people as possible.
Our books are wide open.
Getting into homes. And then if you were second guessing, on the fence, not knowing exactly how to navigate this market, and then you had thousands of questions, you watch the news, you listen to the uncle-in-law, and everybody around you telling you not to get into the market, that is fine, but yet there is another alternative. Talk to us. We are going to give you the exact responses that you're looking for.
Yeah, and we'll back it with stats.
Definitely.
Just so you know that it's not an opinion for us. We'll just show you what the monthly looks like, market trends, where the market's headed based on statistics. I mean, it will be completely factual, and then from there you can make your decision. But I'm at least pretty confident that when we do have a conversation with people that are on the fence that do qualify otherwise, they'll more than likely want to pull the trigger sooner than they might have thought they wanted to.
Yeah, definitely. So we are going to leave our contact information below. Reach out to us. Feel free to ask any question. We are always, you can call me and ask me 1,000 questions. I'll be available to give you every single response you're looking for.
Right.
Feel free to reach out to us, and we are going to get you into your home ownership and start building your equity.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah. So we see you then.